Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Saturday the 16th of January 2021 and we're publishing our gold and silver weekly update for the week ending the 15th of January. We also briefly look at political events and economic reports which could shape what happens to the US dollar and therefore precious metal prices. So let's take a look. Now just a quick shout out to some of our latest videos. Yesterday, the price of upsetting China. Then earlier in the week, Platinum 2021 forecast parts 1 and 2. And also dollar declines in spite of economic future looking brighter. And US dollar decline and debt clock parts 1 and 2. Now please, if you have time, take particular note at the dollar decline videos as they emphasize the importance, although there may be some short-term weakness in gold and silver, the importance that longer-term dollar weakness is likely to act as a significant tailwind behind these precious metal prices. Also, do not discount platinum as worthy of consideration. Yes, we do focus primarily on gold and silver on this channel, but platinum is something at least that should be followed, certainly taking a 2-year view into account. It could otherwise prove to be potentially a missed opportunity. Anyway, back to last week's figures. Gold fell $22 last week from $1,850 to $1,828, having hit a high of $1,864 and a low of $1,819. A fall of 1.1% for the week. In sterling terms, gold finished the week at £1,346. That's down £18. And in euros, it closed at €1,513. That's actually unchanged for the week. Silver fell 65 cents from $25.45 to $24.80, having hit a high of $25.91 and a low of $24.38. A fall of 2.5%, following the previous week's fall of 3.7%. In sterling terms, silver closed at £18.25. That's down 51 pence, and in euros it closed at 20.53 euros. That's down 0.29 euros. The gold to silver ratio rose from 72.7 to 1 to 73.7 to 1. Bitcoin fell last week, down some $3,075 at $36,724. Though during the course of those 7 days it had reached a high of $41,442 and a low of $30,142. So $11,000 discrepancy between high and low. Now the Dow Jones closed on Friday at 30,814, down 177 points on the day and down 283 points on the week. The S&P 500 closed at 3,768, down 27 points on the day and down 56 points on the week. And the Nasdaq Composite closed at 12,998, down 114 points on the day and down 203 points on the week. So all three major indices had fallen, but not really in any form of significant term. Brent crude closed at $55.10, down 89 cents. And WTI crude actually closed up 12 cents at 52.36. The dollar index stands at 90.77. That's actually up 0.68 on the week. Now, our conclusion last week for trading range for gold and silver was as follows, quote, "We suspect gold and silver may be under some further pressure, but at the same time we can also see traders somewhat uncertain, and so this week may prove an interesting one in that we may see quite a few oscillations. Sticking our necks out a little here, we can see gold trading between 1800 and 1950, with 1750 and 2000 being outliers, and silver trading between 25 and 27, with 24 and 28 being outliers." Unquote. Well, gold fell to its week's low of $1,819 early Monday morning. Recovered quite well, only to fall back again on Friday, ending close to its day's low. So we certainly saw some oscillations last week, with an overall general weakness, though frankly only a slight weakness so far, but we shall go into that in a little more depth. There is little doubt amongst analysts that we are in a small but determined downward momentum pattern, and a number predict that gold could indeed retest its long-term retracement zone of anywhere between $1,780, that's $1,780, and $1,705. The daily swing chart highlights a downward main trend and a similar minor trend. Short-term momentum and medium-term momentum have turned negative, plus the fast stochastic, plus the MACD are pointing to lower prices. And the RSI also suggests accelerating negative momentum. So technically the position for gold at this moment is negative. There's undoubtedly considerable support at 1750 level, and remember our predictive low is 1700 for the year, which even we would be surprised, in fairness, should gold fall below that in the short term. Now gold really does have to breach 1900 and then just above 1950 before we can maintain real positive momentum again, at least from a technical point of view. Silver, like gold, opened down last Monday, again reaching its week's low on Monday, which was $24.38, recovering again only to fall back on Friday. The $26 level is significant technically, and silver could not quite breach that, which was once support and now is resistance. Support levels are seen at 24.70, 24.50 and 24.25, and resistance at 25, 25.20, 25.30 and 25.55. So numerous resistance and support points, all sort of moving between $24 and $26. Economic data last week was not good. Jobless claims were up initially from 784,000 to 965,000. This is the initial job claims. And continuing jobless claims were up from 5.07 million to 5.27 million. Retail sales for December were minus 0.7% against expectations of minus 0.1%, though industrial production was up at 1.6% compared with 0.5% in November. The preliminary consumer sentiment index for January fell to 79.2 compared again with 80.7 in December. Clearly, the dollar strengthening, and with its index holding above 90.5, it is proving negative for precious metal prices. Now, looking ahead to this coming week's economic data, which could have an impact on both the dollar and precious metal prices, well, on Monday there's nothing scheduled because it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday. On Tuesday, nothing scheduled. Wednesday, we have the inauguration of Joe Biden as president, so all eyes will be on that. Thursday, weekly jobless claims report and housing starts and building permits for December. And then on Friday, which is really the main news day, and that is market manufacturing PMI and the market services PMI for January and existing home sales for December. So the figures to watch: weekly jobs claims Thursday and the three main market data indices on Friday. Now, many are wondering, with Biden confirming a planned stimulus package of $1.9 trillion ASAP, and even more to come thereafter, one has to ask why this has not had a negative impact on the US dollar that some were expecting, and therefore boosting gold and silver prices. Well, there are three potential answers to this. One, to some extent, this package anticipation had already been baked in. Two, not everyone is actually convinced he will get the package through both houses. So it would be interesting that if he does, what impact that will have. And three, such additional stimulus is likely to serve as a positive short-term to higher risk assets, such as equities. And coupled with this, it has already caused increasing bond yields to occur, and therefore the downward momentum on gold and silver prices because of the slight upward momentum of the US dollar. So what can we see happening this coming week? particularly in reference to gold and silver prices? Well, again, as we saw last week, we can see gold and silver under some pressure, as Friday did not really close very well and could continue on Monday morning in a downward trend. Now, the weakness may continue into next week unless, this is our get-out clause, I suppose, for the want of a better term, unless, of course, the transfer of power from the Trump to the Biden presidency does not occur peacefully. And then we may see some reaction to precious metal prices if the demonstrations are wider and more successful than law enforcement can handle. But hopefully that won't be the case. All things being equal, we see gold still trading between $1,750 and $1,900, with $1,700 and $1,950 being outliers. And silver trading perhaps a little lower than previously, generally between $24.50 and $26, with $24 and $27 being outliers. Though if there is a negative sort of dip, splurge, albeit perhaps an anomaly, then $23.50 is not out of the question. But frankly, if silver did dip to that level and held, then it's a new ballgame. We suspect, though, that the level of stimulus being proposed should generally keep silver at least around the $24 level. Now, tomorrow we shall be publishing episode 7 of Bitcoin vs. Gold and Silver, where again we reveal a number of new advocates to this rather speculative, but for the moment exciting investment or gamble. And we ask whether the recent decline in price, as experienced this past week, should be concerning to potential investors or those considering acquiring Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency for that matter. Meanwhile, please do share your thoughts on this week's update and where you perhaps see gold and silver prices moving next week. And thank you, as always, for listening. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel, not forgetting to press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos as and when they are published. And finally, we wish you a safe, enjoyable weekend. And as always, a most prosperous week ahead. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative. And if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.